Hi, Rich Carrubba for bowlingball.com. Let's talk about how to select your bowling target. And I want to talk to you beginners or newcomers to the game, even if you've been bowling for a little while and maybe you're average 120 or less, and you're really looking to make some improvement, or you're looking to learn about the fundamentals to help you bowl better. Sometimes just knowing where to position yourself and how to select your target can help you get that process underway. So you better players that already know how to do this, you may want to move on. You're certainly welcome to listen or to read the article we have posted. Now, first of all, we want you to know that the arrows beyond the foul line are about 15 feet. There are 7 arrows or guides, and they correspond with the front pins and the pin formation down the lane on the pin deck. So the center arrow is on the center board, 20 board, and it works left and right. So what we want you to do is use the second arrow if you're right-handed from the right edge of the lane, opposite for lefties. And that's the 10 board. That's about 10 boards in from the edge of the lane. And the arrows are symmetrically placed, and if you the reverse system, of course, for left-handed bowlers. Now, the circle guides embedded or stamped into the approach floor just behind the foul line, and there are about 7 of them. They correspond with the arrows and the front pins and the pin formation. Pretty easy to see that, but a lot of people don't know it. The largest guide is located in the middle of the lane, about the 20 board, and it corresponds with the center arrow and to the head pin. So if you trace back, you'll see about 12 feet behind those, there's another set of guides, and usually there's only about 5 guides instead of 7. They correspond to the center 5 of the guides right up by the foul line. And then, of course, 3 feet further back, near 15 feet away from the foul line, is another set of guides. And all those are reference points for you to position your initial feet, to place your feet based on where you want them in order to line up and select a target. Now, if the bowler, let's say you deliver a slight hook ball, then the ball should contact the lane just beyond the foul line on maybe the 12 or 13 board. The center of the ball would hit the floor as you release it out on the foul line, and the ball would roll over the second arrow. So it has a little angle from the inside of the lane toward the second arrow, and then it goes down to the break point down the lane, and it will hook back to the pocket if you're lined up correctly. We want you to use the second arrow, the 10 board, for a couple different reasons. It's a good place to start. Most lane conditions and general league conditions in most bowling centers around the country kind of use the second arrow on both sides of the lane or very near it to where the oil is built up more in the center part of the lane and less from the second arrow to the edges. So sometimes there's a little crown of oil that you can help steer the ball down the lane and get it into the pocket if you enter and deliver the ball properly. So use that second arrow to get started. Now, let's talk about where to place your bowling shoe, because that's really the key. The shoe that you're going to slide with, if you use a 4-step approach and you're right-handed, you're going to slide with your left shoe, with your left bowling shoe. And that's the shoe you want to place down carefully on the approach floor. So let's get a little formula. If the center dot is the 20 board and your toe is positioned on the 20 board, let's say 12 feet behind the foul line on that center dot, the instep will be on the 18 board. It'll cover 18 board and leave the 17 board open. That's a good reference, the inside edge of your foot. And then that's the instep of your foot. That should cover 18 board. The next thing is, this is all predicated or based on walking a straight line. Now, you don't have to walk straight. Your coach can show you if you have a natural drift and you have a natural swing that allows to match up for the drift pattern. It's okay, but the example is best served using sliding on the same place you begin, a straight walk pattern to the foul line. If you walk straight to the foul line, you'll end up on the same 18 board, okay? And then if you walk either right or left 2 boards, you can just adjust your starting position accordingly. So you'll end up on 18 board, and that means it's easy for you to release the ball and hit the floor about 5 or 6 boards to the right of where you slide, near your ankle, and the ball will go onto the lane and spin about 3 boards going from inside to outside toward the second arrow target on a good delivery. So it's easier to hit your target if you're lined up correctly and you slide in the right place and you're sighting at the right place on the lane. And you can't do that until you position yourself back on the approach in the right place. Release the ball where the center of the ball contacts, in this same example, about the 13 boards. You notice there's 5 or 6 boards where the center of the ball will hit to the outside edge of the lane from your inside of your sliding step, okay? And that makes sense. That gives you a little room so you don't clip your ankle or your leg when the bowling ball comes by, but you want it nice and close, swinging under your shoulder for power and leverage. All right? and then you target the second arrow. So it's real simple. Stand 18, slide 18, release the ball over the lane. It'll automatically hit the floor if your swing is in a good position, and sight yourself at the second arrow. And you might modify that a board right or possibly a board left. And then, of course, you can make adjustments from there. And we have articles about adjustments if you want to look in our Bowlversity section and check out that information. That's a good place to start to get lined up. It's a good place to match the oil pattern the proprietors use, most typically in most centers, and you can make adjustments from there. Now, the process of alignment can be considered very geometric, and it can match nicely with the use of the bowling guides and the arrows, and the more you learn about it, the better off you are, and you can learn from a certified coach or a local bowling professional near you to get the information and learn right on the onset. And then you'll develop good habits and patterns, you'll improve more quickly, and you're going to enjoy our great sport. I hope these tips help you. Thank you.